frisk me if you like.
Oh, you wish.
Oh, come on, you never know what I could be smuggling in.
I'll risk it.
Good crowd, no trouble?
No trouble at all. They're a good bunch of kids. No matter what some people reckon.
Look, the Sarge just worried about some of the security aspects, that's all.
I just wanted to put the kibosh on the whole thing. Didn't think I could be trusted.
Come on.
You did
I've
it.
got to head back to the pub for some more soft drinks. So, they're just about drunk me dry. Can you manage the canteen for me?
Yeah.
Thanks. Come down.
Look, I'm a bit tied up at the moment.
Okay, Jack, you go ahead. I'll take care of that.
Thanks, Paula.
Okay, looks like you're on.
And save us a drink, Paula. This is thirsty work, is.
Hey, great night, Joe. Well done.
Oh,
Look, someone left the side door unlocked.
what?
Don't worry, I've locked it, all right? But you've got to be careful. It's a great way to get groggy.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Look, it's someone I want to have a chat to, actually. Can you just mind here for one tick?
Yeah, all right.
Mitch, g'day. Hi. I just wanted to let you know that recruitment brochure's in, so if you want to come down to the station and pick it up anytime.
Thanks.
What's your name?
Well,
So you're going to ask her to dance or what?
maybe.
Oh, you could die never knowing.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, Joe, it's going really well.
Yeah, it is.
Go! Hey.
Pity they left us with all the cleaner.
Yeah, well, Chris had to get up early for the pub.
Oh, and what's Paula's excuse?
Paula's got the babysitter on double time and a half.
She's supposed to be on the organising committee, not you didn't know it. Hello? Ben?
Code 5 at the last. Got 12, 16, 1 driver. ETA on the Ambos. He's got 1 driver, 6 something.
What a mess.
Oh, Paula. The ambulance is on its way.
Joe, do you know her?
It's Paula Welsh. She was helping out the disco, school teacher. How long until the ambulance?
5 minutes, they reckon.
How's the other driver?
It's too late for him.
He was so blind drunk, he didn't see the stop sign. You get a whiff of the car?
Yeah, reeks.
This fella thankfully had a mobile. He phoned it in. He was a bit shocked,
Yeah,
so
I'll,
I'll get a statement
It'll be
off him.
fine. It's all right. The ambulance is coming.
Usuals on these vehicles. Joe, do me a favour. In the boot of my car, there's a blanket. Just cover this fella up, would you?
It's all right, I'll be back in a minute, Paula.
It's okay. Young Thomas, 250 to VKC. You need a set of usuals. A silver 83 Blazer.
Romeo Alpha. White. Mazda Estina. Apart. Mike Golf 201.
Constable Parrish. Oh, how did the disco go?
Good, Mr. Carson.
You'll want Mitch. I'll get him.
No,
No, Mr. Carson.
No?
no, but it is about Mitch. I'm afraid we've got some bad news. Mitch has been in an accident. A car accident. I'm very sorry to have to tell you that Mitch has been killed.
No. You're mistaken. He's in his room.
Mr. Carson.
Yes, we had a conversation when he came in.
Mr. Carson, I'm very sorry. I have seen the body. It is Mitch.
Now, just somebody who looks like Mitch, maybe, but Mitch is in his room. I'll show you.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Carson. We will need someone to identify the body.
Another relative, perhaps.
We have none. You want me now?
No, he can wait until tomorrow.
No. Let's get it over with. How did this happen?
As far as we can tell, Mitch drove through a stop
But
sign.
You say Mitch was driving.
use.
No. He doesn't even have a license.
That doesn't always stop them.
No. Mitch wants to be a policeman.
Yeah, I know. We spoke about it.
Then you know how important that is to him. He never would have put that at risk.
There's something else you should know, Mr. Carlson. The car Mitch was driving was stolen.
Excuse me. Get it done?
Yeah. Peter Carlson's still down there with him.
How was he?
How would you take it?
Well, we'll do the 83s tomorrow. Why don't you go home and get yourself some sleep?
Like I'm going to be able to sleep.
Well, you should try with an early start tomorrow.
Is that Paula's husband?
Yep. Poor bugger. They got 2 little kids.
How is she?
Doesn't look good. Excuse me, Doctor. Senior Constable Ben Stewart. Take it the news isn't good.
We lost her about 5 minutes ago. I did everything I could.
Look, I'm sorry to have to trouble you, but we're going to need a blood sample from her.
Live to me.
Right, thanks. Bloody tragedy.
Yes.
Thought it was your day off.
Both of these people are at a blue light disco organised by one of my members. I'm not taking the day off.
The disco had been over for an hour and a half. The accident had nothing to do with it.
Unfortunately, people are going to draw their own conclusions about that, aren't they? So, what happened?
Well, it looks pretty much like Mitch Carlson, who was underage, had a skinful. He'd approached the intersection, driven straight through the stop sign, started to turn left when Paula hit him.
Speed?
Well, AIS are checking out the vehicles now, but there were no skid marks from her vehicle, so I suggest you didn't even get a chance to see him.
Right.
What sounds wrong is Mitch drinking.
You smelled the alcohol.
Well, he didn't seem drunk at the disco at all. We don't even have the blood test results yet.
Hey, boss. Just getting an update on the accident last night.
Yes, I heard. Oh, well. Please tell me that Mitch Carlson didn't do his drinking at our
I'm
disco.
sorry. I wish I could.
Oh, wonderful. The inspector knows, by the way. A message on my answering machine when I got back from Mass.
Gee, that didn't take long.
So how much trouble are we in?
Well, there was a hole in security. A side door was left unlocked.
Well, it doesn't mean they brought alcohol in through there, does it?
No, but I did take this off the girl at the door last night. There was definitely grog at the event. This was full of bourbon.
Well, you did have concerns about whether Parrish was the right person for the job.
Yeah, well, it's too late for that now. Anyway, as Joe says, Mitch had plenty of time to do his drinking after the event had finished. Maybe that's what happened.
All right, let's find out.
Right, gotcha.
Keep me informed.
Will you be at home?
For most of the day, I'll probably drop in and see Peter Carlson, offer my condolences.
Okay, listen up. For everybody's sake, the quicker we nail this one, the better.
OK, where do we start?
Let's see if we can find out what happened to Mitch from when he was last seen at the disco to the time of the accident. Right, Joe, you were friendly with him. Any idea who his mates were?
I'm not really sure. I could ring his dad.
Yep, do that.
You know, I wonder if this has anything to do with that spate of car thefts that PJ's been looking at.
Joyriders?
Yeah, he thinks so.
Well, who's he been talking to?
Why don't I give him a call? I'll find out.
Right. Oh, can I help you?
Hi, I'm Evan Welsh. And my wife, Paula.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, Mr. Welsh.
I've come to make a statement.
Okay. Come through. Yeah, right, Ben, I'll take care of that. If you could look after Mr. Welsh.
Sure, Mr. Welsh.
When that other policeman.
Ben Stewart?
Yeah. When he came last night, I thought it was her at the door. She'd taken the babysitter home.
What time would she have left, Mr. Welsh?
I was supposed to do it. A couple of drinks at the club, so I took a taxi.
And, what time did she leave?
I don't know, about 11, I think. I don't know. I went straight to bed. What happened? Can you tell me anything?
We're trying to sort that out. We'll certainly keep you up to date.
Mitch? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'd heard there'd been a bad prank down on Chelmsford Street, but... Jeez, can't believe it.
You're a mate of his, weren't you, Tyler?
A mate? Mitch's?
That's what his dad said.
Did he? Well, I guess so. Nothing close, mind you. He was a bit of a loner.
You know anything about Mitch consuming an amount of alcohol before the accident?
No, sorry.
When did you last see him?
Last night at the disco.
Did he seem all right?
All right.
Sober?
Oh, I couldn't really say. It was pretty noisy in there.
It's a nasty eye you got. How'd you get that? Did you slip over on the way home?
Yeah, I did actually. How'd you guess?
Do you like a drink yourself, Tyler?
Of course.
Did you have one at the disco last night?
Oh, only soft drink. It was an alcohol-free event.
Joe, we found these in the bins behind the hall.
Yeah? So? Take a whiff. Looks like they added a little something extra.
Look, I don't know how that side door got unlocked, all right? Because I'm sure I checked it.
Obviously not well enough.
I don't think we can automatically pin this on Mitch. I mean, there were 2 cars involved in that accident.
Only one of which smelt like a distillery, though, Joe.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind just checking into Paula Welsh just the same.
Why?
Something her husband said when he was making his statement. I mean, she dropped off the babysitter at 11 o'clock. It's a 15-20-minute round trip. Yet the accident wasn't reported until 12:30.
So she took her time. It's not against the law.
90 minutes, I mean...
Look, I'm sorry, Joe, but all the evidence still points to your young friend being responsible.
Some of the kids may have got alcohol into the disco, all right? But it doesn't mean Mitch was involved.
But he got alcohol somewhere, didn't he?
Yeah, look, I'm starved anyway. You want lunch?
Yeah, get something different, eh?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you know, look, kids do it all the time. They have false IDs, they get the older ones to buy it for them, and probably some other ideas that I've never even thought of yet.
But, not Mitch Carlson?
No. Some other Year 11s maybe, but never him. I never even saw him anywhere near the Imperial.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well, it's not what I'd call conclusive evidence.
No, but I bet if you spoke to all the other publicans in town, they'd give you the same story.
The owner of that Ford Laser, Mrs. Albertson, you'll need to get a statement, yeah?
Yeah, I'll do it after.
Yeah, right,
this.
thanks.
Never mind,
I would just like to meet one person who actually saw Mitch drinking.
Okay, right, thanks. Sorry, Joe, these test results speak for themselves. Paula's blood alcohol was negative. Mitch's was 0.140.
3 times over the legal limit.
Hey, shouldn't you have read those before you joined up?
I got these for Mitch. How could my judgment have been so wrong?
Ah, it's got nothing to do with judgment. One mistake doesn't mean that he was a bad kid.
Yeah, but stealing a car and driving with a skinful, I mean...
Come on, Joe. Wouldn't be the first kid. I mean, how many good kids have we had in there with exactly the same story?
Yeah, but this theft, it was one of a spate. You'd have to believe he was stealing cars on a regular basis.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, he was drunk. Could have just been a one-off.
It's a bit of a coincidence. Even if you're right, there's got to be some reason why he's gone from reasonable young man to ratbag in one night.
Well, did you see him at the disco?
He was keen on this girl. So you're going to ask her to dance or what?
Maybe.
You could die never knowing.
Yeah, you're right.
So, he was rejected by a girl he fancied. That's a pretty good reason to get full.
For some other kid, maybe.
Any kid. Joe, you remember what it was like being 17, being in love? It's pretty bloody intense.
Guess.
How'd you go with Mrs. Albertson?
Oh, she's as deaf as a post, unfortunately. First she knew her car was missing was when you rang her.
So you got no witnesses?
All we know is that the car was stolen sometime before the accident. Probably by Mitch.
We don't know it was him.
No, we don't know it was him.
So anything could have happened before then. I mean, we should speak to Mrs. Albertson's neighbours. Maybe one of them heard something. Look, we owe it to Mitch's father to find out exactly what happened.
A Mrs. Glynn heard a car start up.
What time are we talking exactly?
11:15. She was just sitting down to watch an old movie on telly, and that was the time it started.
Oh, well, the time frame's right.
Yes, and just before the car started, she heard young male voices.
At least 2. The car was stolen by a group of kids.
Well, it doesn't mean one of them wasn't Mitch.
No, but at least it gives us the possibility that there are some witnesses to what happened.
Right, let's assume for a moment that Mitch was involved in the theft. Who'd be in it with him?
Well, we've already spoken to a list of his so-called friends that his father gave us, but none of them claim to be particularly close.
Would you in the circumstances?
So what about at the disco? Was he hanging out with anyone there?
Well, there's one kid in particular who seemed to be commiserating with him after he got knocked back by Llewell.
What stolen car?
The one your friend was killed in.
I told you, Mitch wasn't my friend.
Yeah, all right. What did you do after the disco last night, Taylor?
I went home. What else am I going to do?
Anybody verify that?
Well, I didn't score, if that's what you're asking.
You live with your parents?
Yeah?
Either of them see or hear you come in?
No, I've got to sleep out round the back. I just come and go as I want.
What about your black eye? Hey? How'd you get that?
I've told you already, I fell over.
Careless. You sure it didn't happen in an accident?
Mitch's accident?
Can you prove you weren't in the car with him?
Yeah, Mitch dies and I walk away with this. I don't think so.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about any accident.
Well, let's start with what we do know. More than one person was responsible for stealing that car. You knew Mitch Carlson. Somehow or other you've been injured and no one can vouch for your whereabouts.
Dream on.
He's in it all right, all the way up to that black eye of his.
Yeah, pity his friend's not around to contradict him.
So we're just going to let him get away with lying?
I didn't say that.
School's back in tomorrow. Might be worth chatting to a few more kids.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Mr. Welsh, what can we do for you?
Yeah, Constable Parrish rang before. About Paula's watch.
Yeah, I'm just getting it.
Thanks. I didn't even realise it was missing.
Yes, well, you've had a bit on your mind, haven't you?
It was my wedding present to Paula, that watch. I don't know how I could have forgotten it.
I will just need you to sign for it.
And when I gave it to her, I put a card with it. To a long and happy marriage.
I'm sure she knew how you felt about her.
Hey? The world seems so full of possibilities then. Now she's gone forever. Now I never have a chance to put things right.
Were you and Paula having problems? I was just wondering what Paula did after dropping off the babysitter and I...
Are you finished there, Constable?
Yeah, I was just asking...
Thanks for coming in, Mr. Welsh. I won't take up any more of your time.
That's all right. Thank you.
Was that really necessary? I was just trying to
Yeah, I
find
know what you
out
were trying to do. Look, the Welsh marriage isn't under investigation here, okay?
It was a legitimate question.
No, we've
Yes, I realise alcohol is a drug.
Yes, the boy had been at the disco.
Yes, I appreciate
Tim's
it,
has
sir.
outdone himself. Listen,
It's inflammatory to say the least. Phone's been running hot since we got here.
So, have we got any idea whether he got his booze at
Sir,
No, we may never know. None of his friends are telling.
So what
I'm
now?
not shouting. You just
Well,
won't
Ben
let
and
me
Joe
get
are
it.
going out to look for a new witness. If they ever get off the
Saying to
phone...
you, buddy.
Joe, look, I'll get it. I need you and Ben out of that school talking to kids, okay?
Before you disappear, Parrish, the inspector phoned. He wants to see you.
Me?
Well, you were the organiser of the disco, weren't you?
Oh, I see. Scapegoat time.
He just wants a full briefing, and don't worry if a backside's going to be kicked, it'll be mine, not yours.
This is so unfair, boss.
Just be at St David's at 3 o'clock, all right?
Come on, Joe, the entire teenage population of Mount Thomas away.
And Parrish, mind your P's and Q's. Oh, for heaven's sake. Thomas Police, Senior Sergeant Crook.
I'm sorry he's dead. I never had much time for him myself.
Why not?
Why should I tell you guys anything after the other night?
That's right. You're the one who wanted to bring your own flask into the disco.
It wasn't mine. It was my old man's.
Well, he's welcome to drop by the police station and pick it up anytime.
Oh, yeah, he'd love that. He didn't even know I had it.
A trade, then. A flask for information.
What information?
We've heard about some kids who like joyriding in other people's cars. Know anything?
No, I don't.
Mitch Carlson wasn't involved,
Mitch? No, he was too much of a suck.
even though he was killed in a stolen vehicle, Dixie.
People do stupid things when they're in love.
Is this Lowell we're talking about?
Yeah, Lowell Nixon. Mitch was crazy for her. Not that the poor suck ever stood a chance.
Why not?
Because Lowell goes for bad boys, not prefects.
So is there anyone she is going for at the moment?
Yeah, an older guy. Dropped out of school last year.
Name?
Dylan, I think. I'm not sure about the surname.
Bell?
Something like that. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks very much, Dixie. You've been most helpful.
What about my flask?
If what you're saying's true, then we'll talk.
Dylan Bell, name sounds familiar.
Let's just say if he's involved in these vehicle thefts, it'll prove to be very popular in certain quarters.
Dylan, where were you between 11 and 11:30 on Saturday night?
One cop car I pinch, and you blokes will never let me live it down.
The inspector's car, Dylan. You did more than pinch it, you torched it.
So that makes every missing car in the state my responsibility.
Night, where were you?
At my house with Lowell.
And your mum, she'll confirm this, will she?
She probably could. Except me and Lowell spent the whole night in my room.
Yeah, that's right. Dylan was waiting for me after the disco and went right home to his place.
Did anyone see you?
Fair go. Like a bit of privacy.
Before you went home? Outside the hall?
Don't know. Only had eyes for Dylan.
What about Mitch Carlson? Did you see him?
Only in the disco. He tried to come on to me.
Oh, I take it you weren't interested.
And Mitch, please. Told him if he didn't rack off, I'd tell Dylan.
We got a dead kid in a stolen car, a spate of vehicle thefts, and whose name keeps coming up?
Dylan Bell.
I've got to believe he's involved somehow.
Did his mother confirm his story about being with the girl?
Well, she wasn't home. She was at a folk festival with a new boyfriend.
What about this other kid, Tyler?
Yeah, it might be worth having another word, running Dylan's name past him.
Sorry, report of a disturbance at the Carlson place.
Come out!
Everybody realises how upset you are, but taking your frustrations out on Mr. Carlson is not going to help anyone. Come on, get you home.
Why won't he talk to me?
He's only human. Come on.
It's all right, Mr. Carlson.
Thought he was going to break the door down.
Your son murdered my wife!
I wasn't had to arrest. Come on, the car's this way.
Sorry.
You all right?
Yes. I understand his anger, but so much anger, and to accuse Mitchell. Is this what they're going to believe of my son? That he murdered this woman?
No one wants to believe it, Mr. Carlson.
I'm telling you, this is not how it happened. You know Mitch. You know he never could do such thing.
I'm sorry, but the evidence...
I know what the evidence says is not true. Please. Don't let Mitch be remembered like this. Please.
All the evidence points to Mitch.
I know what I know about my son.
And how do you explain what happened?
This I don't know. Perhaps he was trying to help someone, protecting a friend.
Who?
I wish I could tell you. Then we'd both know.
Even if you're right, it still doesn't explain how Mitch was full of grog.
Well, they would have had to force it down him. He doesn't like alcohol. There was always wine on the table. At dinner time, he never touched a drop.
Yeah, but are you sure of that?
Very sure. He doesn't like the taste of the stuff. You saw him at the disco. Did he seem drunk to you?
No, he didn't. Mr. Carlson, you said Mitch came home after the disco. What time would that have been?
11:10.
You seem very sure of that.
I remember looking at the clock. I went to bed early. Mitch coming in woke me up. Mitch, is that you?
Yes, Dad. How was your dance? You meet any nice girls?
Oh, the good ones were taken. Go back to sleep, Dad.
That was the last time I saw him.
You didn't hear him go out again?
No, which is odd because I'm a light sleeper and he couldn't have gone out the front door without passing my bedroom.
So how did he get out? Mitch's shoe size, he would have taken about a 9 or thereabouts, yeah?
No, he has he had enormous feet.
Broken plants, someone's been through here. Here's something.
What?
Mrs. Albertson's neighbour said she heard male voices at 11:15.
Yeah, so?
Mitch Carlson didn't get home till 11:10. He couldn't have been involved in stealing that car.
Unless he went straight out again.
What, so he came home, snuck out and stole the car all within 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but not likely. Come on.
Maybe the lady was mistaken about the time.
No, I don't think so. I checked with the TV guide. She remembered the time because it was when her movie started.
So what you're suggesting is Mrs. Albertson's car was stolen by a person or persons unknown, who then drove it to Mitch's and picked him up?
Yeah, something like that.
Look, I hate to be the one to point this out, Joe, but it doesn't help your case all that much. I mean, your boy was still drunk and in possession of a stolen motor vehicle.
Look, Mr. Carlson doesn't buy that, and I'm not sure either.
Of course Mr. Carlson doesn't buy it. It's his son we're talking about.
All I'm saying is we can't be absolutely sure of what happened until we speak to everyone involved.
The trouble is, we haven't got much to go on, that's all.
Well, a sneaker imprint.
Yeah, but it could be anyone with a size 9 foot.
No, not just anyone. Someone at the disco. You want to dance?
With you?
Yeah, all right. Dancing with a couple might not do the image too much good.
Joe, I was wondering if you had much trouble with friends, being on the job and all.
Well, how do you mean?
What if you knew someone was going to do something wrong?
Well, then you might have a problem. You all right?
Yeah, fine. Just interested. Excuse me.
Well, what friend was he talking about?
I think I know who. I saw Mitch go and ask this really pretty girl for a dance. She palmed him pretty badly. And then he went and spoke to some other guy.
What, Tyler?
Yeah. But at first it looked like, Tyler was trying to cheer him up. But then they started shouting at each other and pushing each other around.
Well, why didn't I say that?
Well, you're at the door talking to somebody.
Well, didn't you intervene?
I was going to, but it was over before it began and didn't see much point.
Tyler Burke. I thought he was telling porkies.
So what's his shoe size?
They're size 9s, Tyler, and they're covered in mud.
So what?
So they match an imprint we found outside of Mitch's window.
What if they do?
I didn't think Mitch was a friend.
He wasn't.
Then how come you were paying him a midnight visit?
Let me hazard a guess. Was it to take him for a spin in the car you just knocked off?
I didn't steal any car.
What was the argument about? Hey? The one at the disco.
I don't know. Something about that chick he was so keen on. I said something and he didn't like it. It was the piss talking.
I thought you said only had soft drink to drink.
Not me. Him. Look, you got it the wrong way around. I did visit Mitch. Not because I'd stolen any car. I wanted to see if he was all right.
Like a true friend.
He was really upset about getting knocked back by Lowell. He said he wanted some action. He had a car all lined up to pinch. That's what the fight was about.
Car theft offends your sensibilities, does it?
I told him to go to hell. But I didn't do that kind of thing. Anyway, I felt bad about it later, so I went back to check up on him.
So what did he say?
Who do you reckon gave me this?
Mitch was the one who came to me worried about a friend doing something wrong. Tyler's just twisting the facts to suit himself.
Well, changing the names to protect the not-so-innocent, eh?
Himself.
Yeah, but a hearsay conversation at a noisy disco isn't exactly evidence, is it?
What, so back to Tyler's word against Mitch's?
Let's get another witness.
I wonder if anyone else saw the stolen car.
Well, it's possible. There was almost an hour and a half between the time the car was stolen and the accident was reported.
So what were they doing all that time?
Isn't Chelmsford Street the last intersection on Browns Road before you hit the Dingo Flats turn-off?
Oh, of course.
What are you getting at?
Dingo Flats, it's a local revhead hangout drag strip. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a favourite spot to dump stolen cars.
Definitely worth checking out. Hey, Joe, check this out.
Donuts at midnight, you reckon?
Certainly looks like it. What have we got here? Well, the smell's still strong. It's only been here a little while.
Popular drink. There's a bottle exactly the same in the stolen car.
Bit of lippy.
Dingo Flats? No, not me.
That's funny. Found this discarded bottle of bourbon with your lippy on it.
Not mine. Never been to Dingo Flats.
No? Well, we need to get a warrant, eh, to seize your lippy.
You can't do that.
You reckon? Go on, Constable, get a warrant.
With pleasure, Senior Detective.
Yeah, and get on to fingerprints. We might be able to pick something off that bottle, eh? You folks know you hang out at Dingo Flats, do they?
They'd kill me.
Right, well, so it would be in your interest if you started to cooperate.
Yeah, all right. I was there. On Saturday night? For the tape, please. Yes, on Saturday night.
And who was with you? Dylan Bell?
Nah, not Dylan.
You said he was with you before.
Yeah, well, that was just a story made up so I'd be covered if you guys start asking questions.
So you swiped the car and you took it out there yourself?
No. I'm walking home from the disco and he pulls up in this car. He asked me to get in, so I did. Who? Mitch, that's who.
She didn't like the way Mitch was driving, so she got out of the car and walked home.
So we're back to Mitch.
She's trying to protect her boyfriend, it's obvious.
I'd like it to be Dylan too, but her story's plausible.
Plausible? She cut Mitch cold at the disco.
Because she likes bad boys, so Mitch obliges her by stealing a car. I understand, but you could make a case out of it.
Even if you're right and Dylan was involved, you can't explain away Mitch's blood alcohol reading.
What about Paula? There's a missing hour and a half in her life. Plenty of time to build up a nice blood alcohol reading.
So what you're saying, that the samples were switched?
Have we seriously looked at that possibility?
Joe, you're clutching at straws here.
Maybe, but Evan said something about it being too late to put things right. I think their marriage was rocky.
People say a lot of things when they've just lost someone they loved.
Yeah, but I think this was significant.
I thought I could hear your voice. Aren't you supposed to be somewhere?
But
Inspector Falcon Price, remember? Now drive within the speed limits, but get out of here now.
This be fun.
She's right, you know. That girl Lowell, she's lying through her teeth. We should get the boyfriend in for another chat.
If you think it'd do any good. They've all got their stories sewn up.
Except the stories keep on changing.
I made up the story about being with Lowell to keep her out of trouble.
Well, that's very generous of you, especially since it means you lose your alibi.
Hey?
Well, you said you were at home with Lowell. That was a lie, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So the defendant admits to being a lie. Well, that's a good defence. It's going to go well with a magistrate.
What, magistrate? What are you talking about?
What are the possible charges, Sergeant?
Well, there's theft of a motor vehicle for a start. There's a few years in that.
Failure to remain at the scene of an accident.
Failure to render assistance. Don't forget
Culpable
that.
driving.
Yep, very possibly.
But I wasn't even at the crash.
Oh, yes, that's right. You stick to your story, mate. You were at home reading the Bible while your mate, Mitch, was showing your girlfriend a good time. I'm going to enjoy spreading that one around, buddy.
You wouldn't.
You reckon?
All right, okay. I wasn't at the crash because I was at Dingo Flats.
Maybe you better start from the beginning.
The idea was to set up Mitch.
For the car theft?
Yeah, that's right.
Why?
To stop him dobbing us in. Bloody Tyler, why couldn't he keep his mouth shut?
I wouldn't have said anything if I hadn't been drinking.
So what exactly did you tell Mitch?
Well, that it was me who'd been stealing those cars.
Why'd you do a thing like that?
I was just being a mate. I'd seen what happened with Lowell and I thought we could go for a ride, you know, cheer him up a bit.
What did Mitch say?
Some mate, he went off his bloody brain. Me and Dylan, we were going to steal this car. Dingo Flats.
Stupid bastard, Tyler. You won't say anything. What if you get caught? If they find out I knew anything, I won't get into the police.
Relax, we won't get caught.
Oh, you're a bloody idiot.
Dobbin bastard, Mitch. Come back here. I thought that maybe it'd be all right. But then I saw him talking to that cop. Then I knew we had to do something about him.
What happened then? Did you tell Dylan?
Yeah, I told him. He called me every name in the book.
Was that when you copped the black eye?
That's right. But he came up with a plan to get us out of strife.
And this plan, it involved the theft of Mrs. Albertson's car, yeah?
Yeah. The plan was to get Mitch involved. That way, if he dobbed, then, well, we could dob back.
So, you stole the car and you drove it around to Mitch's?
Mitch! How do you want?
I told him I was sorry about what had gone down. Thought I had a surprise for him. You know, something to make it up to him.
Wasn't he suspicious?
Oh, yeah. Especially when he saw me eye. Curiosity got the better of him and he agreed to come with.
So he climbs out the window and you take him around the front to where Dylan's got this laser.
And then you force him into it?
Oh, no, there was no force involved.
Well, you're saying he got into a stolen car willingly?
It wasn't that easy. Dylan knew we'd need a sweetener. And you came up with just the right one.
Hello, Mitch. Why don't you come sit next to me?
He still wasn't too sure. Dylan had to convince him that the car wasn't stolen. That his old lady had given it to him for his birthday.
And Mitch believed that?
Well, he wanted to. When he saw Llewellyn sitting there, he just about creamed himself.
And you didn't mind being used as bait?
Why not? Bit of fun.
So how long till Mitch realised he was being used as the evening's entertainment?
Not long. About when we started handing around the grog.
Oh, matey, jeez. Go on in the glove box. The poor guy hadn't had a drink all night. Yeah, come on, Mitch, get a drink in you. Oh,
come on, mate, listen up, have a good time. He was such a geek, that guy.
All right, so you arrive at Dingo Flats. What happens then?
Oh, you are awesome! Yeah! You want some?
You know, I hate this stuff.
Oh, come on, Mitch, get into it!
Hey, Carlson! Yeah!
Go on, Mitch, have a drive. Don't be a
Need a hand, do ya? Go on, time you drive. Oh, yeah! I want to go home! I quit struggling. Oh, forget him. Hey, say something for me. Oh, yeah. Want another black eye?
And that was the last I saw of him. The rest of us had to walk home.
Had Mitch had a drink at any stage?
Him? You'd have to force it down his throat.
Clever plan of Dylan's.
So clever, I got 2 people killed.
Dylan and Tyler confirmed it. Mitch didn't touch a drop.
So Joe was right.
How do you explain the blood alcohol reading?
An almighty stuff up at the hospital.
Unless someone swapped the samples.
Why would anybody want to do that? Unless they're covering up for Paula.
And why?
What do we actually know about Mrs. Paula Welsh?
Oh, she's a teacher.
And how long has she been in Mount Thomas?
Sergeant Galley,
A couple of years.
Right, yeah, was she,
Let me check up on something. I'll get back to you.
That was Inspector Falcon Price's office. Jo didn't turn up to her appointment.
Mr. Welsh, thought I might find you here.
Constable Parish.
Sorry to disturb you again.
Kids wanted to go to school today. Said they didn't have to.
Kids are resilient. A lot more than we are, really.
How can I help you?
There's just a couple more things I'd like to lock off about your wife's accident.
I thought I'd already told you everything.
It just concerns where Paula was directly before. You said she went out around 11?
Yeah, that's right. Well, as I said, I was supposed to take Connie home, but I'd had a few, and so Paula said she'd do it.
I've just spoken to Connie, your babysitter. She said your wife dropped her off around 11:15. Yet Paula's car wasn't discovered till about 12:30.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's just there's a little over an hour unaccounted for.
No.
Do you have some idea of where Paula may have been?
It's Paula's husband, not her keeper.
You said something, Mr. Welsh, about putting things right with your marriage. That's all I'm trying to do, put things right here. If she was doing something that may have some bearing on the accident.
No. She said it was over.
Said what was over, Mr. Welsh? Was there another man?
Leave me alone.
Believe me, the last thing I want to do is cause you any more distress. This is important.
My kids will be here in a minute, okay? So just go away, please.
Do you think she may have been drinking when she was with him?
What are you getting at? Are you trying to make excuses for that drunken lout?
No, Mr. Welsh, I'm just trying to cover all bases here.
It wasn't her fault. Got it?
Where the hell have you been?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Look, time just sort of got away from me.
Not a good move to stand up and inspect it, Joe.
Yeah, I know, but I think I've got to the bottom of this case,
Well,
right?
I'm sure Inspector Falcon Price will be thrilled.
I think I know what happened. Paula was having an affair,
Yes.
right? Okay, and I think she probably visited whoever it was on the way back from dropping off the babysitter, right? Probably had a drink or two with him. So now all we need to do is work out who.
You've been charged with perverting the course of justice. Do you understand your bail conditions?
Yes.
Very good. Constable?
What's Dr. Sun doing here?
He'd be, who?
Yeah, there was just something about his reaction. Like Paula was more than just a patient. Anyway, I forgot all about it until we started wondering why and how somebody would switch those blood samples.
Doctor at the hospital would be in the perfect position.
That's exactly what I thought, so I did some digging around. Paula and Harry's son went to university together.
And he has admitted to swapping samples.
She went round to his place on Saturday night after she dropped off the babysitter and had 3 or 4 stiff vodkas in quick succession. They'd been having an affair, and turns out the good doctor wanted to break it off, so he gave her the drinks to calm her down.
Okay, now.
Yeah, you can go.
Excuse me. Mitch Carlson's good name is all his dad's got left. Do you realise that?
Yes, I do.
Yet you were willing to take all that away so you wouldn't get the blame for the accident.
It wasn't like that.
You were the one who gave Paula all those drinks.
It wasn't about protecting me. It was Paula's reputation. That's what I wanted to protect.
By destroying someone else's.
Appearances were important to her. We loved each other. She couldn't get past that. I know I was responsible. I couldn't have those kids growing up knowing their mother caused 2 deaths. It seemed the least I could do.
Parrish, I've just had Inspector Falcon Price on the blower.
Oh, how was he?
Oh, he's in fine fettle. Far from delighted that you couldn't find time in your busy schedule to fit him in. But since we've solved the crime, he's prepared to let it pass.
Thanks, boss.
No, don't thank me.
Excuse me, boss. AAS mechanical reports just in. Mitch's car had run out of petrol. He was stranded at that intersection.
So Paula was responsible.
Yeah, she probably should have seen him. She would have if she hadn't been so drunk.
What a waste.
Must be your lucky day.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry about that appointment.
Yeah,
but
don't
I
ever
really
try
had
to stunt like that again, Joe.
What's the big deal?
Because
I mean,
if you do, I'll bounce you out of this police station so fast your feet won't hit the ground. Got it?